Thank you. Thank you. I'll try to.
I'm slow.
Thank you for your video.
Oh, no worries. Happy to do it. It's what I do anyway, and I'm so happy to make everybody happy. It's a lot of fun. Yes?
I actually didn't take a photo.
Oh, sure. Had a missed photo card.
Yeah, it's a month thing.
No worries. There's no tech. Yeah, someone has to stop the camera. So I will stand here as a continue to ask questions, or ask questions. Yeah. Is it okay to ask questions?
You still speak to us?
So, what's that?
You still speak to Lamar?
Am I what? Sorry.
You still speak to Lamar?
Lamar? Oh yeah, all the time. He was just at a blogger fair. You'll have to if I ask you to repeat something, it's either that I can't hear or I miss something. So, yeah, I just saw him the other day at blogger fair. He was just up there. Had a great time too. Even talked about it on This Week in YouTube, which is really nice. I really appreciated that. It was really cool. There is Wi-Fi here, I guess. Is what I was told.
Pay.
What's that?
Pay for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's pay.
$8.95 for a 24-hour day pass.
It's not great, but if you need a signal, so
Oh yeah.
as long as we've got everybody updated on our location, where's Al? Al, the only thing is we may need air, yeah. So I don't know because I see that unit there, and I don't want to because otherwise it's gonna get really stuffy. Oh, that open? Yeah. I don't know if it's open necessarily because there's electronics right there and it would be bad. Yeah, I think that'd be bad. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Sorry. That was close. Close call. So I think we don't really have an agenda other than just gathering and hello everybody. If I haven't met you yet, I absolutely will. And shake hands. Do you mind if I put this off?
No, that's fine.
I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want you to, oh, you took off the scarf.
You just have to wear it in the video.
Yes, I will. That's a guarantee. The bacon scarf is with me forever. That's awesome.
Machine washer.
Oh, thank you. Perfect for me. That's what I'm going to do anyway. Just chuck it into the machine. Yeah, although we may want to turn that down somehow too, because I don't want to talk about it. Is there a control? Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to hear about bomb blasts. I'm not a fan of the whole blowing up thing. I'm trying to avoid it in life. Yeah, any questions? Because the only thing I know that I definitely want to do is an iOS 7 first impressions on a TLDR. So what I've been doing lately is it? Yeah, no, I figured. No, I know there are definitely iOS 7s in the house.
Should we set a little studio?
What's that?
Should we set a little studio?
Yeah.
Well,
didn't someone have
it's
a
like-
I kind of like it this way though.
Yeah.
It's a theater in the round kind of thing. The only thing, and I've been doing this lately. I think you've submitted, I know, to the beginning of the TLDR. I think I really like doing that. Some people are like they didn't like the intros by other people, but I actually do kind of like it because it's different. It shows that people are watching, and everybody has a chance to participate. And I'm a big fan of that. And I just kind of stumbled into it after the guy from, I think he's from Portugal, no, he was speaking Portuguese, so I don't know if he's from Portugal or somewhere in South America, Brazil possibly. And he said that he was Chris Pirillo, but he spoke in Portuguese. And the Saturday deal's out on Locker Room, great. So don't hate me for not being able to ship things to the UK. It's not, I can't control a lot of those things. Unfortunately, it's sad, sucks, because that's the law. And I have to play by the law, unfortunately. You get set up?
Yeah. I mean, we can get the aircon on before we do the iOS and then.
Yeah, no, we definitely want to do the
Yeah, okay. I'll go and sort that out, and then when I come down, we can do the iOS. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, we're just kind of playing by ear. But yeah, it's the only thing I think I really want to do, and I think it's good to do here. So the TLDR intro, and I think you guys know it by heart. But I moved from starting out with tech news to geek news, and that trips a lot of people up because I said it for so long. But the reason why I went from tech news to geek news is because it's bigger than tech, and I would be talking about Star Wars, which doesn't really fit with the paradigm of technology. That's more geeky, or I would talk about Lego, and that would fit into tech. So I figured I'd make it broader and still do the the gadget views and try to keep it as interactive as I possibly can, and fun and dynamic. So, as we say it together, it'll be geek news, gadget views, and answers that you can use. And so, someone's going to say tech, I know, it doesn't matter, but that's what we'll try to stick to, the geek news. And so, yeah, if you guys send in your own submissions, we've got kind of a
I've done
backlog
that
now.
one.
What's that?
I've
You
done
have?
that. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I've seen a lot of them come in, and I send it off. So I edit the daily vlog. So that takes a lot of time, but the reason why I edit the vlog footage is because that's the video that I'm recording of myself, and I feel that I know the story that I want to tell for that day, or I know the shot that I got that I want to definitely put in, and if I handed it off to an editor, it would take me less time, obviously, but it would also, I think, leave some of that from it. But TLDR is usually shot live, which if the live stream is up, sometimes you would hear, you would see it, because I don't have the microphone up. But I usually shoot that, and then I send it off to Creighton, and Creighton ends up clipping it, because it's still personal, but it's a little more linear than what a vlog might be. So Creighton edits that, and so when I pass on if you record a segment on your webcam or whatever, and you send it in, we've got a backlog, so you can continue to send it in. I don't know if we're ever going to run out of them, or at least I hope we wouldn't. And it's a good chance of being in the video itself, other than showing up at a London booth. Which is another great way of being in a video, which doesn't happen a lot often. Pardon me, I need to get water. Oh no, actually, I stopped by a Tesco and got sparkling water, which I love in Europe, because in America you have to order this special. It's gonna.
Oh.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm like, it's ready to kind of explode, but it's sparkling water, so it won't be bad. A slant?
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a slow gassing. It's just horrible to say with a room full of people out here. And we did it. Yeah, it's not much air. Yeah. So now I can drink it. Any questions? I know you.
Does it taste nice?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm doing it's a special tasting of the sparkling water. It's very bubbly. It's more bubbly here, I think, because I'm further north than I usually am, and the bubbles in the northern hemisphere tend to. Speaking out my mouth, obviously. Yeah. As long as I have some water so that I don't get parched. That's the worst thing. Is when you're talking a lot, you have to stay hydrated. Although sparkling water tends to dehydrate you, so this probably wasn't the best idea. Probably wasn't the best idea.
Chris, I've got a question for you about
Absolutely.
vlogging.
Yeah.
I daily vlog as well, and I get the whole time issue. But I still noticed, even yesterday, and the vlog that's gone up today, the guy in the background, he walked past me, and he walked past with his mouth open. Who is this guy vlogging himself? It's still not, it's not a common thing to see. How do you find walking around with a, I've got the same camera, so big lens, pointing at yourself, speaking?
I tend not to do it a lot in public.
Has someone come?
Not as such. Not as such. Is that right? Is that the right thing to say? Not as such. I think it's more difficult to do in London or in the UK because of cultural differences. And this is something that I've learned in having conversations. Like, it's just not. It may be perceived as egotistical. Like, I'm so important, I'm in front of the lens. But to me, that's going to take some culture evolution, and since America exports culture anyway, I think it's going to be a matter of time before it's more accepted. Certainly having something that's a bit more garish, like a big lens, it's obvious that you're doing something and you're talking in video, and as long as you're not turning it on someone who may not be aware that you are even doing that in the first place, which I hate doing anyway, and I don't, unless I know that they know that I'm recording or something like that. It's another reason why I don't like recording a lot in public, so you'll see that I'll be a little more
In the car.
surreptitious about it. Yeah, I'll hold it down, or I won't be like out like that. I'll either set it down on a table so that I know what's going on, or I'll set it on something so that it's just going to be me in the frame, because I know it's not just bizarre, but it may make other people uncomfortable, and I don't want to make other people uncomfortable.
Especially supermarkets.
Yeah, and the thing with supermarkets too, you got to be careful about going into private property and recording video. That's a big issue. You can get in trouble. Not that they were going to throw you in prison or anything. But along those lines, when it comes to music, I'm also very careful about that as well. And we had something at Blogger Fair, we just couldn't get the right type of music in time. So the Blogger Fair music, I wasn't able to record a lot because of that. The music that was playing was licensed, and YouTube is a little picky about what happens with music in your video. So I would definitely recommend not going that route if you can.
This is license free.
What's that?
With my network, I can actually use music, and it's all license free.
Oh yeah, I see. On the network front, people ask about that all the time, and I'm not a fan of any network, and the reason why is because ultimately this channel is your channel, and I know that there's an allure of the network that you can join and have access to resources, which may be valuable, certainly. And if that's valuable to you, then absolutely. The challenge or the problem that I have with networks is signing any kind of exclusivity. I hate exclusivity. They will try to sell you on an exclusivity, so you always have to be in a position where you say, I'll sign this, but I'm not going to sign an exclusivity. And if they really want you, they'll be fine with it. If they say, no, it has to be exclusive, then you know they don't really want you. And that's the delineating factor, but over the years, I've signed exclusive contracts before, and they never work out. They just never work out. Because the exclusive contract basically makes them feel good that you can't go anywhere. And so you're with them, and so they don't need to do anything for you until it's time to renew the contract, and you have to watch that very carefully. Exclusivities are very, and it seems to be commonplace, especially with networks that may be a bit more, how do I put it, cavalier, or I like machinima as the idea of the network, but I think they really hurt themselves by locking especially younger kids in on contracts and basically owning them, and I think that's wrong morally. I think it goes against the ethos of what makes YouTube beautiful, and that is community. The other network that, and I was asked constantly, like, are you going to join Rev 3? Are you going to join Revision 3? And the answer is no, because every contract they sent was a dummy contract. It'd be a dummy to sign it. Exclusivity and the question of whether or not they really could deliver what they said they could deliver. So ultimately with networks, they can give you access to assets that you might be able to use, but at what cost? And you always have to constantly think through that. So anything that I do tends to be non-exclusive. But part of adding the blog to the channel, like where I was normally doing tech and putting it into the same channel, part of that plan around it, thank you, Al, lifesaver over here, you guys follow him on YouTube, and Twitter too. Everybody should follow each other now, because you all know each other, kinda-ish, in the space. I don't know the next time I'll be in London either, so don't have to wait for me. You can have honorable, you can here you can make a little, I'll make a little Chris Purple action figure, send it over here, and put it in the center of the